Yeah, we're doing a big old hike, camping, taking everything with us. Got water, food, all that sort of stuff. And it's a long old hike over hilly terrain, potentially crazy conditions. There it is. There's the hike on our screen there. As you can see, Dartmoor is pretty big, and we're hiking north to south, which I am excited about. We are at the start of our hike.
Yes, we are. We're just into Dartmoor by about 1 kilometre, I think. But basically, we haven't started moving internally yet. We've just been skirting around the edge, and we've just started to move inwards. After how long were we on the train for? 4 hours? 3 hours?
Long train journey.
Yeah.
It's very hot. Yeah, we're excited. We're next to this nice little stream in these woods, but we will soon be out into the more proper and hiking straight up a tor as soon as we get onto the moor. So it's exciting, and currently there are a lot of midges and horseflies around, so that's going to be interesting. But I'm already really sweaty, and we haven't even started the hike yet.
We're going to see if we can get like 3 hours in. It's 6 o'clock now. We're going to see if we can go to like, I don't know, maybe 9-ish. I was looking outside last night and it was still a bit light at 10:25. It's saying sunset is at 9:30 tonight. So if we stop at 9:30, that'll give us plenty of time to get going basically and set up tent and do everything we need to do.
So we'll see you when we get there.
See you there. To be fair, but on the map it's like the 4th one. This is Oak Tour, yeah, actual one. Only got another 5k left.
We're actually
2 hours.
up here, Steeperton.
Yeah.
What one's there?
1, 2. We come back on ourselves in 2 kilometres, and then it's only another like 3 until it. Yeah, so yeah, 5k. Oh, I'll fetch one of those coffee toffees. That is the aptly named Steeperton Tour. It's fucking steep.
We're about to go up it.
And this is the top of Steeperton Tour. Look at that. On the approach now to Wild Tour. Fog is coming in a bit, but we should have plenty of light in a minute. I'll show you where we get to. So the last video I made before we got to Wild Tour here a little while ago was at Steep Tour, which is over there, which you now can't see anymore. The fog has taken over it. It really can change straight away up here. We made it to Warten Tour. Unfortunately, there's people camping where we camped last time, so we're just going to go a little bit further up and see if we can camp there. As you can hear, it's a bit windy, but we made it. It is 18 minutes past 9, 10 minutes till sunset. That's better around the wind. 10 minutes till sunset, and then yeah, should have another 45 minutes of light, which is good.
So we made it to Warten Tour. Currently hitched up in my tent because this is the tour we came to last time, where it was really rainy and foggy and we got lost. And I think this tour may be cursed because we was expecting clear skies and sunshine, and we got here and now it's very foggy and it's a little bit cold. So we were going to sit outside and eat, but we decided to sit in our tents. I've got my dehydrated pasta ready to go. I'm gonna have my dinner, but we wasn't quite sure. But when we started walking from Oakhampton Station, it was gonna be 13 kilometers to get to here, and we've managed we managed to do that within the allotted time as well. Took a few little shortcuts here and there, but we covered, I think, 7 or 8 tours maybe in that time, which is surprisingly quick. A lot quicker than I thought. So 13 kilometers this evening, and then with a heavy pack, we got like 20 kilo packs, so probably way too much stuff. I found as well that I drank my water a little bit too quick, so we've got to try and conserve that a bit tomorrow. But we are stopping halfway tomorrow in Princetown, so should be alright. But yeah, it's good so far. Bit challenging, but fine.
So this is morning of the second day. It was supposed to be really sunny the whole weekend, but this is what the reality is. But that's Dartmoor for you, to be honest. It's all good. Coffee will sort everything out. But first, pack up. It's about 6:30, 7:15. Did not sleep very well last night. But yeah, I expect because of that and the fact that we've got a 30-kilometre walk today, I'm going to sleep very well tonight. So that's good. It's like we were never even here. Now we've got a 30-kilometre walk. Let's fucking go. Not all shortcuts work out, apparently. That was horrible. Don't know if this is going to come up on camera well enough, but that is a big hill that we've got to go up in a minute, and the fog is just making it look proper ominous at the moment. But it's a nice valley. Hopefully the bottom isn't flooded. We were here in February, so fingers crossed it's not going to be any worse than it was back then. That's an old fireplace, I think it might be. Yeah. So we are here, and this little red dot here means it should be unpassable. Muddy or boggy, that was 10 days ago. And that's what we're about to cross to get up there. We'll see. Those two rocks that are closest to the surface. Yeah, that one, and then just, yeah, kind of went for it. Give props to this house for trying, this house over here, because as hard as it tries to be ruined, it's nowhere near as ruined as my feet right now. This is just called the ruined house. After what was probably hopefully the hardest part of this trek completely, we're now at Lower White Tor, and we're going to stop here, have a coffee, possibly, if we can get out the wind. If not, it'll be the next one. But yeah, that has been a tough day. We have not made as good a time as we were hoping today so far. So our idea of making camp between 6 and 7 p.m. could be pushed back an hour or two. But it is what it is, all in the name of adventure, isn't it?
Oh my god.
We just walked through what is, I'm hoping, going to be the toughest part of the walk so far. The time we made was so much less than what we were thinking we were going to get today when we first started off. We've still got time, it's midday, although I think we're about 10k or a little bit less in, and we do have to do 30k total today.
The maps take you on a straight line sometimes, and straight line isn't always the best line, and there was no path, so we come up over a hill, but it was all a bit boggy and thick grass, so you didn't know if you were stepping on a solid patch of grass or if your foot was going to go through to the ground. So it was very uneven, sometimes like knee deep in terms of the height.
We got to a ruined house and we were going to have coffee there, but then we saw this tour and we were like, well, let's go to that one. And now we're just going to make a big push. We've got some woodland in a minute that we're going to go to, and then we're going to go to Princetown and then hopefully grab a pub lunch, or if not, just grab some sort of food there, top up our water, and then yeah, we'll have another, I think it's like 13k after that to get to where we're going tonight. And
Yeah.
the path's supposed to be easier. Yesterday we covered 13k in 3 hours, so as long as we get away from there by, I don't know, like 3ish, then we should be all right.
Depends how long we stop for lunch. I'm gasping for I don't know if I want a burger or fish and chips or a pie. Do you know what?
Pie and chips
Gravy would be lovely.
Pie,
wouldn't it?
chips, gravy and peas, that would be, or either that or fish and chips for me right now. Either of those two things I would be happy with. This is our first stop really, since we left just over 3.5 hours ago. 12,200 steps in 3 and a bit hours, so that tells you how slow we've been going really.
A lot of up and down.
Yeah, and from what I've heard, the south of Dartmoor isn't quite as treacherous as the north either, so we'll see if that's true in a minute. That's the area we've had to cross so far. Fucking high one. Your leg's gonna be alright. Just for context, I have got 20 kilos on my back. Let's come into the top of Higher White Tor now. That is epic. Windy, but amazing. Now, unfortunately, we haven't got time to stop here, but this is one of the coolest looking tours that we've become this close to. This is longer tour. Yeah, this is by far one of the coolest tours we've seen so far. There is a couple sitting at the top, but yeah, you can't see it unfortunately, but it is massive as well. Really, really cool. We're just coming into Princetown now, so the first built up area we've been to. It's been a long day so far, it's been a long walk. Bodmin Prison over there, that's where bad people find themselves. But Josh is going to go. Food time. We just had a really big lunch and an ice cream and some drinks. But here we are on our first tour. Hessery or something like that. Can't remember. It was a challenge to get motivated to leave, but we're on the way now. So yeah, we're going to see how much ground we can cover. This is the end of day 2. I've done 42,400 steps. Josh has probably done way more than me.
Yeah, I've got little legs.
It was, I would say, a good 10,000 of those steps are probably some of the hardest steps I've ever taken in my life as well. We went through some real hard terrain today. We've done roughly 30k, something like that.
Probably a bit more because we've gone further than the original point we were going to get to.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, we're about what is it, 12, 11k
Yeah,
away
we've
from
now only
Ivy
got,
Bridge.
yeah, you've got 12k to walk tomorrow to get to Ivy Bridge.
Today was, some areas were lovely, some areas were pretty rough because we went off we went off the beaten track a little bit. And the problem with Dartmoor is when you're off the track, it is not designed for walking on because it's such high grasses with like deep rivets in between. But we ploughed on ahead. We had a nice lunch at the Plume of Feathers, I think it's called, in Princetown, and that was needed because I was flagging by then, and then this last probably 5k I was flagging a lot. But our feet, we just looked at our feet, and you are lucky we haven't shown you because they are absolutely disgusting.
If anyone has a foot fetish and they want to overcome it, we can send you some pictures. I just compared mine are what Emperor Palpatine's would look like. If that reference you get, then yeah. It's been a hard day.
All we got to do now is get a good night's sleep, hopefully.
Hell yeah. Day 3 final push, 12k. We are hoping to get the 20 or quarter past 2 train back. So yeah, we're giving ourselves plenty of time. If we leave here in like, I don't know, hour and a half, we've still got a bunch of hours to get where we need to go, so that's good.
Yeah, I actually slept better last night. Jack snores and I make weird noises when I sleep, apparently.
It sounds like a zombie in a zombie film. It's like,
we were struggling to find a place to stop last night, but we managed to find this old building of some kind.
Clayworks is over there, so it might be something to do with the Clayworks.
It was the only piece of like flat ground that wasn't just big tufts of grass that we could camp in, and we were really lucky because it's open to the wind, but there wasn't any wind last night.
We just wanted to find somewhere ASAP.
Yeah, you just get to that point.
Yeah, we got to a certain point and we were like, oh look, just over there, that'll be sheltered by the wind, and then we realised it was on the main track through, so we couldn't camp there, so we had to carry on walking for another 20 minutes or so.
That does mean, however, because we've had to carry on walking a bit further last night, we've had less to do today.
Yeah.
So, you know, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, we can kind of take it a little bit easier today, which is nice, but yeah, final 12k push. That is the last night here. We are setting off on our first few steps of day 3. If I'd woken up feeling like I felt when I went to bed last night, this would have been absolutely horrible. Not too far off now, shouldn't be too long until we're down there. I think we've got like 2.5 kilometres left to go total, and then I think a kilometre of that is basically through Ivy Bridge. And I got my phone out here while you were coming down, and I was like, shit, if we carry on this pace, we can make the train that was 2 hours earlier. So we got to the bottom and we're like, let's go for it, let's do it. And although, because initially we decided, okay, well let's chill out, have a coffee at Ivy Bridge and just do some stuff there. I am so glad, as disgusting as it was, I am so glad we made the decision to get that earlier train, even though we went a bit off course and we had to push it towards the end. We took a bit of a wrong turn here, and then we realised it was private land, so we had to turn around and come back. And for those looking at the screen now, we've done this kind of U-turn thing where we walked down to the road, went across, and then went back up, and that was a train station. Yeah, so we got on a train anyway 2 hours earlier.
Yeah. So I guess what are the main lessons you've learned over this trip?
I think socks. I'm going to invest in some proper hiking socks. That would have made the biggest difference for me over the entire weekend if I'd not had got blisters on day 1. And then 2 would have been water filtration. I am gutted now that we didn't try that, because that would have just added to the adventure. And the last few hours of the second day, there's so many places we could have filtered water. So when we left Princetown, this is what we've got to mention, I went and bought 8 litres. So a litre of water, for those who don't know, weighs exactly a kilo. So we added another 4 kilos each to ourselves after that. So the water filtration would have solved all that. It would have been quite nice.
Yeah, so one would be water filtration also, I think, is doing
Hmm.
that properly. I think that would make a massive difference, like you said. So I borrowed a backpack prior to going from a client of mine, and I borrowed it off her thinking, oh, I'll give it a try, see what it's like. It might be a good, brand to use in the future, not realizing that her backpack was sized to a small woman. So I had a small woman's backpack on. And it's not about the straps, and where it is, the straps were a bit thin, to be fair, and could have done with being a bit thicker, but the actual frame of the backpack itself was a little bit too small. And like throughout the whole hike, it was like I kept having to undo my chest strap because no matter what, like it was a bit too tight or it wasn't right here or there, and like my neck's still in bits. So I think that probably would make a massive difference to my hiking experience if I just had a proper fucking backpack that fit me rather than a small woman, which I am definitely not.
What was your least favourite part?
My least favorite part, I think, was the running out of water and getting so hot. So I felt like when I got to Princetown, I felt like I was like, I think I may have just given myself heat exhaustion. I was like getting
Yeah.
lightheaded or feeling sick or whatnot because I just ran out of water. So I think that's the worst thing for me is that I wasn't prepared in that sense. So I think if I was not dehydrated, I'd probably be fine. So I think that's probably the worst bit for me.
My worst part was probably is getting to somewhere and not knowing where we were going to set up camp. I think that was the worst part for me because we were both fucking knackered. I felt a little bit responsible because I'd taken us in that direction as well. So I was like, right, okay, yeah, we need to find somewhere to camp now. So that was my worst part. But let's leave the best parts to last. What was your best part?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed Sunday morning breakfast, like waking up and like we just seemed in good, like you said, like we seemed in good spirits. And it was quite nice waking up and just taking time and having breakfast. I like how like you feel like that you're just in a Dartmoor's so big, and it was nuts, isn't it? Because it's not really that big in the grand scheme of things. Like I've been to the Rocky Mountains, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's you're in the middle of it, and you're like, I I can't see anything or anyone for miles. This is nuts. Like, yeah, I think the grandeur of it sometimes it gets me, and I like that.
Yeah.
But I think yeah, that Sunday morning was probably my favorite morning. Um, my favorite bit of the hike, I'm unsure. Maybe it would either be the tours in the beginning. Um, Longer tour was cool, or I liked when we got down to that bog and we'd crossed over and we were looking at the valley.
Mm,
That sandy pass before the ship bit where we got
hmm.
over and we were there and the stream was there and it was yeah, I like that as well. I don't know, I like a lot of it. I like
Yeah.
even though I
Yeah.
don't seem like it, I quite like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's it. It's like it is that type. I always forget the types. What is it? That type
Type
fun where
B.
it's hard, but yeah, type B fun. So yeah, I'll go with you on the first one. I think my favourite experience bit was the waking up the next morning, just taking our time, waiting for the fog to burn off so we could get some cool drone shots. But my favourite location, which I guess is a good thing in terms of it's easy to get back to, was the first couple of kilometres in the woodland. I would happily do an entire walk
Yeah.
through woodland like that because that for me,
Yeah.
I love woodland with streams and like there was like it was almost bordering on river, not stream at that point. At some of the points, there was some epic stuff looking. So that was my favorite part in terms of an actual physical location. Any final thoughts before we sign off from this one?
No, I guess what next?